Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Alyssa and today we are talking about natural cold and flu remedies. Since we are in the depths of cold and flu season right now, I thought that I would put together some of my favorite home remedies. These aren't really remedies per se, but they're things that you can do to take care of yourself, help yourself hopefully get better sooner if you do have a cold currently, or if you feel like you have something coming on, hopefully you could use some of these strategies to make it not happen and make sure that you don't catch that nasty bug that's going around. So why don't we just go ahead and dive right in. The first thing that you can do for your cold and flu is to hydrate. I talk about hydration a lot on my blog and it is so important, especially when you feel like you have a cold or flu or you feel like you're coming down with something. The reason for that is that our body needs water to optimally function. So in order for our immune system to be strong, in order for our digestive system to be strong, our detoxification systems to be strong, they need to have proper hydration so that they can function properly. So it's really important that if we are feeling like we're coming down with something, we flood our body with water. So in general, I recommend that you guys try to drink half of your body weight in ounces of water every single day. And that could be herbal teas, whatever you want. But when you have a cold or flu or you feel like you have something coming on, I want you to 1.5 that amount. So you're basically drinking 3/4 of your body weight in ounces of some form of hydrating liquid. So that could be regular water, it could be herbal teas, it could be coconut water, it could include kombucha or seltzer water. Really, you want to just make sure that you're getting in a ton of hydration. And that kind of brings us into my second topic, which is to make some homemade elixirs. So there are tons of things and tons of food things that help boost your immune system and help support your immune system. But these are 3 drinks that I make all the time in the winter, not only just to feel cozy and warm because they are warm drinks, but also because they are really helpful for your immune system and they're really cozy and comforting when you have a cold or flu. So the first thing that we're gonna make is a lemon ginger echinacea tea. And this is super simple. It's just fresh lemon juice, some sliced fresh ginger, some echinacea droplets, and then I like to sweeten mine with honey. And the reason that I like to use honey is that raw honey, which I always use, that's the only form of honey that I use, is really high in antimicrobial and antibacterial properties. So it's really great for when you do have some sort of thing going on in your body. It just helps to kind of get that bacteria out and get that bad stuff out. And the other benefit of it is that it's really soothing and it's really comforting, especially if you have a sore throat. So this tea is amazing. I love it. I actually just made one this morning, even though I'm not really feeling sick, but I did make one this morning and it's such a great way to start your day and it's also really cozy and comforting. So here's what you do. The first thing we're gonna do is slice a lemon and we're going to use all of that juice in our tea. And then we're also going to slice, I like to thinly slice, a 1-inch piece of fresh ginger. I don't peel it, I just really slice it along the diagonal, and then I also add that into the water as well. So we have our lemon juice and our ginger. And then the echinacea that I like is from Gaia Herbs, and this is a droplet bottle, and you just basically are going to add 2 dropperfuls of the echinacea. You could do 1, I like to do 2, especially if I feel like something is coming on. So I have 2 dropperfuls of the echinacea, and then I also add in either half to a whole teaspoon of raw honey. And again, just make sure that you are buying really high quality honey, hopefully from somebody that you can find locally that has a really kind of sustainable bee farm. And again, like I mentioned, honey just has a ton of really great nutritional properties. So you're gonna add everything into your cup and then you are going to top it with hot water. You're going to just stir it all together and then you have your amazing ginger lemon tea. I like to let this steep for about 5 minutes before I drink it so it gets nice and gingery, but it's super simple to make and it's really soothing, especially if you have a sore throat. The second elixir that we're gonna make is a Tumeric Latte, and I'm actually cheating a little bit with my Tumeric Latte because I use a golden milk powder. I found this on Thrive Market, but you can get it at a lot of grocery stores and you can also get it on Amazon. And actually this brand is, again, Gaia Herbs. They have really great products. This video is not sponsored by them, but I use a few of their supplements. I use their echinacea like I just mentioned, and I love their golden milk mixture. So here are the ingredients of the golden milk. It's just just turmeric, it has some ashwagandha, it has some cardamom, it has a little bit of date sugar, it also has some vanilla. And of course you could make this at home if you wanted. You could just kind of build up these ingredients, and I'll give you some proportions in the description box if you don't want to buy this mix. But what I really like about this mix is that it also contains black pepper. And if you are eating turmeric, you really want to make sure that you have some black pepper in there as well, because that activates the anti-inflammatory properties of turmeric, which is the curcumin. And when you have the black pepper, that activates the curcumin and it helps boost the anti-inflammatory properties of the turmeric. So for our turmeric latte, we are going to add about a teaspoon of this golden milk powder into a blender. I also like to add a little bit of cinnamon. I just really like the flavor and it's really warming. I also like to add in some monk fruit extract to sweeten, but you could also use raw honey, you could use maple syrup, or you could use some form of granulated sugar. And then I add in a little bit of almond milk to make this nice and creamy. Of course, you could use coconut milk or coconut butter, some form of coconut oil or MCT oil. And then we top it with hot water, and basically we just blend this all up until it's smooth and creamy, and that's all you have to do. And what I love about turmeric lattes is that they are super cozy, they're super comforting. Because this one has ashwagandha powder in it, it also is really calming and relaxing, it's stress relieving, and like I mentioned, it's also really anti-inflammatory. So one of the things that happens when we're sick internally is that we have inflammation. So our body is responding to whatever is happening with our cold or flu, and one of the things that it does is it gets inflamed. So whether it's your lungs, it's your throat, whatever it is, your sinuses, there is inflammation inside of your body when you have a cold or flu. So it's really great to add some anti-inflammatory ingredients like turmeric into your diet. So that's why I love turmeric lattes when I'm feeling down and out. The last thing that we're making is a mushroom hot chocolate, and I know that this sounds a little bit strange, but medicinal mushrooms are incredible immune boosters. They are amazing for your immune system, and they really help your body fight back against the whatever's happening, the cold or the flu. So I love incorporating medicinal mushrooms, especially when I'm feeling sick, but I honestly eat medicinal mushrooms every single day. The brand that I like, and I've talked about these before in another video, is Root and Bones. They are organic, they're sustainably harvested, and they're really amazing. So the three mushrooms that we're using in our hot chocolate are chaga. This is considered the king of mushrooms. It's really amazing. It's great for immortality. It's great for longevity. It's also, of course, amazing for your immune system. We're also using reishi mushrooms, which are considered the queen of mushrooms, and they are amazing as well. These are really great for immune system. They're really great for energy, and they're really great for balancing stress. And then the last mushroom that we're using is Cordyceps, and I love Cordyceps. They're really energizing. They're really great for vitality and clarity, and they also are amazing again for your immune system. So these are just the three that I personally like. You really could do a blend of any of your favorite medicinal mushrooms, and I promise this hot chocolate does not taste like mushrooms at all. It tastes like hot chocolate. It's so good, super creamy, super thick, and you guys are gonna love it, and your immune system is going to love you for drinking it. So here's how to make it. We're gonna add about 1.5 tablespoons to 2 tablespoons of raw cacao powder into our blender, and then I like to do a full teaspoon each of my medicinal mushrooms, and then I'm adding in some monk fruit extract to sweeten it, as well as some coconut butter to make it super creamy. You guys know I love adding coconut butter into my warm drinks. And then you're just topping this all with about 2 cups of hot water, and you're just gonna blend this up until it's smooth and creamy. I find that this needs to be blended a little bit longer just so that the powders get evenly distributed throughout the liquid. So I would say blend it for like 15 to 30 seconds, and then you can just pour it into your mug and you're good to go. So those are my 3 elixirs that I like to drink when I'm really feeling sick or I feel like something's coming on. But there are a few other things that you can do for your body if you have a cold or flu. So we talked about hydration, we talked about elixirs. The second thing that I want to encourage you guys to do is rest. And I'm sure you've heard of this a million times, but it's really important to get proper sleep and proper rest when you're feeling sick. Your body is under internal stress and it needs to recuperate. It needs time to get better. And if you're just pushing, going, and you're feeling really stressed out at work or whatever it is, you're not gonna be able to get better as quickly. So you wanna make sure that you're getting at least 8 hours of sleep every single night. Maybe that means going to bed at 8:30 and getting up at your normal time. If that's the case, do it. You're gonna get better a lot faster if you get proper sleep, and you're gonna feel a lot better more quickly. So I definitely recommend that you rest and recuperate as much as possible. The third thing that I recommend you think about doing is sweating a little bit. So it doesn't have to be like a super intense workout or anything, but getting a little bit of movement is going to really help kind of break things up inside. It's going to get your body moving, and it's really important for keeping your immune system in tip-top shape. So I recommend that you do something semi-gentle. Even if you are an intense exerciser, I personally think it's better to kind of go for a light jog, go for a nice walk outside, maybe go to a hot yoga class. That's what I personally love to do when I'm feeling sick, because the heat really makes me sweat and gets out some of those bad toxins. But yoga is also really gentle. So do something that's kind of gentle, but still kind of gets your body moving so that you can get your systems moving internally. Another thing that you can do is take a steam shower. I'm sure you guys have heard this as well, but steaming in the shower is going to really help break up congestion, especially if you're feeling something in your sinuses or in your chest. So just kind of take a hot shower, leave the water on for a little bit before you get in, let your bathroom kind of steam up, and then get in. And what I actually love to do is add some eucalyptus oil into my shower. So I just kind of drop it into the tub or the basin, and it smells amazing. It's super energizing and invigorating, but it also has like a kind of mintiness to it. So it also helps to break up the congestion. So I love eucalyptus. If you don't have that, you could also do peppermint, but really just kind of steaming in your shower for like 10 minutes is really gonna help loosen things up. And then from there, I recommend you get out of the shower and try to either cough the congestion out of your lungs or really try to blow the congestion out of your sinuses, like with tissues. Since it's all kind of loose from your steam shower, you really want to take advantage of that. So make sure that you try to get it out instead of just like going into your bedroom and getting dressed. If congestion is something that you're struggling with, the fourth thing that I recommend is getting a Neti Pot. And Neti Pots are really great because they flush your sinuses. They feel super weird. They basically you're just putting this little pot inside of your nose and water is going all through your sinuses and coming out the other side of your nose. It feels so strange, but I promise it helps amazingly well. So I was pretty congested a couple weeks ago, and I woke up in the middle of the night and I could barely breathe. So I went into my bathroom and I did the Neti Pot with like a little bit of warm water and a little bit of sea salt. I let it kind of sit so that the sea salt dissolved, and then I flushed out my sinuses and I felt so much better. It really cleared them out. It really broke the mucus up that was in there, and I was able to blow my nose, get the congestion out, and fall back asleep. So if congestion is something that you're really struggling with and you're feeling really clogged up, then I definitely recommend you guys pick up a Neti Pot. And then my last thing, and of course there are a ton of other remedies that you can do, and I'm actually gonna have a blog post on my blog today as well, so you can check that out in the description box below. But the last thing that I recommend that you do is incorporate essential oils into your routine. So if you aren't already using essential oils, I have a few videos on my channel. I'll again link those for you in the description box below as well. But I love using essential oils when I'm feeling sick. I use them at night and I use them all day while I'm at home. So if you are at home, you're working at home, or you're just taking a sick day, even if you're in an office, if you have like a closed door office, you can definitely do this, but bring your diffuser with you and diffuse some oils. So my favorite blends during the day are lavender, peppermint, and eucalyptus, and sometimes I also add in some lemon in there. And those scents together are really great for just feeling sick. Like the lavender is kind of calming and stress relieving. The peppermint gets into your sinuses and it just kind of like helps break things up, but it's also energizing. And then again, the same thing with eucalyptus. So that is my favorite blend for the daytime. In the evening, if I'm falling asleep, I like to put together a little sleep concoction, which really helps with congestion as well. There is a blend from Young Living that I love. It's called RC. So I use like 5 to 10 drops of RC. I also add in lavender, which I sleep with lavender every single night because it feels and smells amazing. So lavender, I also do a little bit of stress away because your body is feeling stress when you're feeling sick. So it's kind of coping like if you were feeling emotional stress. So I like using stress away in that blend. And then I also add in some thieves sometimes. So those 3 blends are actually unique to Young Living. So you really can only get them if you are a Young Living customer. But you could also just use the individual oils that I just mentioned in for the daytime, and that would also work. So those are a bunch of the natural remedies that I personally use. I want to recommend that you guys check out the blog post like I just mentioned. You can find that in the description box below. And I talk a little bit more, and I'm giving you a more detailed recipe for all of those elixirs, and I talk a little bit more about the essential oils. So make sure to check that out. And of course, I would love to hear if you have any saving things that you do when you're feeling the cold or a flu, or you feel like you have something coming on. So if you have some natural remedies that I did not mention in today's video, definitely leave them in the comments below, because the more that we can share with each other, the better. I feel like if we have a ton of natural remedies happening in the comment section, then whoever is watching feeling the cold or flu, you will have a ton of resources to hopefully get better more quickly. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, there's a red button right below this video. It says subscribe. You can tap that button. I'm here every Tuesday and Friday sharing new healthy recipes, lifestyle advice, everything like that. So I'm really excited that you guys are here. And again, thank you. And other than that, I hope you have an awesome rest of your Friday. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you next week with another recipe video. Bye guys!